Hey, welcome back to Stimmy Film. So, continuing with the Trae True story. So, first thing is first, the altercation and everything was Zero and Trae Truth. It was actually Trae Truth's brother, and Trae Truth's brother Jay. And technically, I mean, this is out there already. This is what the report said, the article. So, the article said that he actually got his hands swabbed after the fact, and they found out that it was from him hitting something, and it was from him hitting Zero. Anybody that knows anything, if you got anger issues out there, if you ever punched the wall, you know your hand would get ashy if you punch something without gloves. And so that's exactly what got Trae Truth brother Jay wrapped up in this whole thing. Plus, on top of that, the video itself of him hitting him while Zero is literally on the ground in fetal position, what it looked like, but actually like squatted on his knees all the way. And so what happened is that he's covering and make sure you don't get hit too hard, and then he's doing, the guy's doing swings. And so that is enough for him to be able to be called like that's the two people that were in the altercation, okay? And so now Trae Truth made a whole video trying to say his side of the story and whatnot, but basically he's brushing it off. Obviously, he's not claiming that it was him, it was his brother, and he was just kind of clearing the air on like the exact details of what was going on in his whole thinking. But the thing is that he is denying Zero's side of the story. So what really happened? Did they not walk by that Sprinter van? Because when you look at the restaurant security footage, the restaurant security footage is going to show everything. So it's like, why hasn't the restaurant released the security footage? Is Trae Truth telling them or scaring them into not releasing the footage? We really don't know, but that's something that one person would think, right? And so another thing is that if Trae Truth brother's hands, Jay, was ashy from hitting Zero, that's evidence of him hitting him. And plus they got the video. So it's like, how come they didn't come out and say nothing? Because all they did is actually broke it up. HPD pulled up and they just told them, hey, break this up, break this up. They didn't really like get on anything, man. So, but had it been, who knows what was going on, like if Trae Truth has that much of a power hungry to be able to pull off something where he can get, Zero could get beat up by his brother or like get hit or whatever, right? And then nothing ends up happening. None of the consequences happen from the actions and all that stuff. So, hey, this whole thing, though, is over old petty stuff. And the one thing to get it clear is everybody is commenting thinking that Zero and Trae Truth are cousins. And from what I'm seeing is that a lot of people from Houston is telling me that he's actually not cousins, but they acted like cousins, you know, but they're not blood cousins. They're cousins in spirit. Something along those lines. And so we're going to have to, I'll try to call out to Zero, I'll try to call out to Trae Truth and see if they want to go on live and clear whether they're cousins or not, because everybody's wondering if they're cousins, they should be able to squash the beef, or what's so big about this. And so we really don't know if they had something behind the scenes that maybe one person owes the other money. Maybe it was a whole situation about somebody getting stopped by the 12 one day in the car, and they had the bottles of the act on them. They had the walk on them. And it could have been a situation that came from that, because a lot of people are commenting and saying that, hey, you know, everybody knows about the situation where, you know, Trae or somebody related to him or anything like that could have allegedly ratted Zero out or whatever about the bottle of the act. And so from that whole thing, it's like a whole revolving door of issues that might have just fueled the beef and kept it going. It's 2022 now, and so back then when the beef started, they had the long t-shirts from Finish Line with the 4XL, but they could really just wear a large or XL or something like that. And they were, back then when everything was going on, they had headbands on. That's when they were really doing tracks together, and the beef started after that one weekend. And so, but now it's like they're wearing, they completely different. They grown ass men now. They're not kids no more. And so, but they still got this beef going on. So it means it might be from a serious situation or something, or somebody's held a grudge. But from the looks at it, man, it's just basically Trae the Truth pulled off something crazy by having no witnesses come front, and everybody is like, yeah, we didn't see anything at all. Actually, everybody had their back turned. It's kind of like how everybody had their back turned, and but there's a guy literally recording it, but even that person might have even said that they seen nothing. And so what you got to understand is that nobody wants to speak out and be like, oh, you know, I seen this happen, or confirm anything, because they don't want to have any problems with Trae the Truth and the whole clique with his brother and all those guys, right? The 10 guys, the 7-on-1. And now, if it was a 7-on-1, we don't see the 7-on-1, but we do see Jay and Zero in that footage frame from the other day. And so just that alone, but there is a bunch of dudes standing around, and so it might have just been like 7 people showed up or 10 people showed up, and Zero was the one guy who wasn't with them. That could have maybe explained the 7-on-1, the 10-on-1. But what y'all got to understand is that if he would have, let's say for instance, if Zero would have knocked out Trae the Truth brother, then the next person that came with him would have stepped up and went after Zero. And so that's why a lot of people are saying it was a 7-on-1 or a 10-on-1. And basically, we really think that they should stop beefing, because, you know, a lot of people in Houston, they got to stick together, man. They're making it look bad, all that work they did for all these years, and now they tarnishing everything and they street cred and all that for all over a fight and outside of a restaurant. And nobody had no pepper spray, and now Charleston White coming out and talking about this too. It's like, don't let it get to the point where Charleston White has to come out and speak on the situation, because that's when you know beefs have gone too far. And, you know, everybody in Texas is now like, dang, why are all these people from Texas acting like this, like these rappers, man? This is crazy. And so now when we go and look at Sauce Walka and all them, they're not doing that, but they probably got their own situations. But it's a lesson learned from everything. And basically, they got to squash all the beef. You know, Pimp C would be looking down, like, disappointed on all of them. You think all the legends before them that didn't have too many problems, or if they did, they resolved it immediately and stuff like that, instead of letting it linger for years and years and years and have little scraps in parking lots. And just, it's going to be another one that comes up probably, because those guys are all out and just roaming around, probably looking for each other at this point. And so you never know if anything could go up and spark up, but we're not really sure. But other than that, man, just go ahead and tune back into the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Comment down below what you think. Let me know where y'all from. I'll catch you on the next video.